Hey everyone, today we'll be doing the injectors on the 2003 Ford F-150. It has the 5.4 Triton. Remember guys, I'm not a mechanic, I'm just a DIY guy. That's why my page's name is I've Never Done This. I ordered these injectors online, they were cheaper. I'm gonna do the job myself, trying to save some money. And I've really never done this, so let's tackle this job. First you want to start off by loosening up this clamp, it's on the throttle body. You just need a flathead. Next, you'll want to pull these two air lines. Next, you'll unplug the sensor. Then you'll undo this clamp on the air filter. There's also a connector at the bottom, and it's also for the airflow. That should free up your intake. This first bullet's an 8mm, that second one is a 10mm, and then that third one is also an 8mm. You'll want to remove that clamp for better access to the injectors. At this point, I disconnected these hoses from all the way in the back. Super simple, just pull, they come right off. The other one goes into the valve cover, comes right off as well. You can also pull this connector for better access to the injectors. Next, I pull these hoses, set them off to the side. So this right here is your fuel rail. You'll pull these bolts right here. There's one, and then there's two. You pull them off. It's a 10mm bolt. Also, this line right here, you'll want to remove it. There's that bolt that you pull. It's also a 10mm. It'll give you more room when you're pulling up the fuel rail to pull the injectors out. Once it's off, you'll be able to pry on the fuel rail. Just pull on it. It's going to pop right out. You'll do the same in the back. That way it comes out evenly. Once the fuel rail's off, you can disconnect the injectors one by one. It's got little tabs on the side. You'll squeeze them and it pulls right out. And guys, these injectors are in there. They're being held up with a O-ring. Just pull on it. It's going to be kind of hard, but pull on it and it'll pop right out. Don't be scared to be a little bit rough on it. To pop them back in. It's the same thing. Just push on it until they slip in. It's a little hard. I had a little hard time doing it, but like I said, be rough with them. They'll slip right back in. Here I'm doing one in the back. That was a little bit trickier, but like I said, be rough on them. Pull them out. They'll come right out. When you go to push them in, be rough on them. That old ring's new, and it's hard to slip it in there, but it's doable. I'm doing this job in my driveway. It took me about 30 minutes. Struggled with this one a little bit, but with a little persuasion, she went back in there. Once you have all the injectors in the fuel rail, you'll want to line up each injector with each injector hole. You'll want to add some pressure from the top, but you have to make sure you're lined up because you can damage one of the injectors if it's not in the hole and you start pressing on the top. Once they're lined up and you got them pressed in there, you'll want to follow the whole process in the reverse order. You can start with the bolt that goes on the top of the fuel rail. There's two of them that hold it down. Remember, that's a 10mm socket. Don't forget about the bolt in the back from that line that we removed to give us more room to access the injectors. Also, these hoses that we removed, the top hose goes on the right side, the bottom hose goes on the left side. And don't forget that connector that's on top of the hoses. Plug that back in. Put these air lines back in as well. This one goes to the rear of the throttle body and then to the front. And then the other hose comes out of the valve cover, and then it also goes into the front of the throttle body. I did the injectors on the driver's side. Those are the more difficult ones, at least to me, but here's a look at the passenger side. It's just the two bolts. It is the easier side. I did replace them, but it's the same process, guys. It's easy. You can get it done. Thanks for watching.